Adesoma ma ye mamu nyina ajo kasebo aye saka na yure na ye de ebremo ye de free ship house abeka junction Accra ye to amane mo e wa fiefie mu ene ba bia wo hwe ye efri ebia kasebo no de edimu akotini bi ene se asofo abedi akirefo a yabo wondin se wonum emedi asofo achi no sabre wo muguso esi nkonwa so na onumunyamfo Ebeneza o clitator labi ono ene oti adwam
Saso ena saso afo abedi ekire ya wo mano tutuo mu ena oso afo ya boni din so nko ya bedi ekire ema Ghana yesika sem eso eyura Thomas ampem nyako wo se wono de eba no sika yanka se generate e wo ma Ghana mu haya obema nu momodi wo mani pa chen emo a wo behwe ni mu afri amano ne
se aban ene shipping lines ahodo no eba no mo asinkonwa se de be obetoto enioma ama eto a ededa daso wo matimi ahwe na waye ni yie ama na boa shipping lines no ene wo mo a ekra ne omaba ama transport minister de nsemi atodwa
so ena Ghana Statistical Service abro ma yehwehwemu wo mo de baba tudwa sede ye nwuma ye sikasem enyini ene sede yanka se yetimi e produce ye goods no wo mo se ni nyini no e wo form kra
so na EPA ahye se obeye de obetimi bia sede be ya say enyoma hodo bi a ekoso no eye tidal waves emframa ebo free empunimu eba ebe omanfo wo keta from antem no obeye bibia fa ho se de be omanfo ebenya woti adi mesan se sa asrochen wa ebo ni nyina no etu omo efri mpona no
Saso eno so afo a wo hye yensase eno obade ne pa odi ama ye fom agudie so sabe wo se eba wo mo fa kwambone so etu efom agudie entokwa pa na ye ne wo se ye football pitches ahodo no over 7,500 eno ma se no ene ye nkwaya eda ho no ma ye hye ni mo no sabe de woni wo mo de
example kan woni e de bra mo kasebo mu enwuma kwa bi adaroma
Asada kese enkoma best point savings and loans and best assurance and hone bia obetimi edo ho ato mo so ebesika semu a this way chocolate drink ma obi empa ufie eda dane da woni wobusu nyina mo nchemfa UTI data salt me oba penti make am for the amount enchinepa emebi mpa ufie so na special ice mineral water abuju so papa ma onsanka bi
enwuma kwa adaroma me din dia akosi asapon mene
abena chei watch
afei ye boyra ensem ni mu a mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ebo won mo mbeba be ya asofo abedi akire ewo ahweye ahodo se de wabo won mo a odi animu no wabo wodi na wo mafiti ase asi nkonwa ehwe ekwan a wo mo ebefa so atoto wano na wahunu se anamo anase anamo amampanyi atu no wanye mistake bia na emum wo mbetumi ye adwuma no se de se na efata wo mabrobro su bia ama sabre ya ye kasa de ye de ani ekire eye mrahye dwam ni akohwe de ekoso ewo ho a na onimunyamfo Ebeneza oklete Taylor B wono yaboni di so meye oso afo abedi akire a wo hwe amanwe so me kire interior se de be ya ono so na adwuma no obehunu se de esi ko na yenkohwe anototo no se de esi etie.
Thank you very much. I don't know if we would have enough time to explain this, but whatever happened in my constituency must be very well understood.
Hold on, Honorable Nominee.
Yeah.
Let me just give the floor to Honorable Chief Whip.
Chairman, thank you very much. Chairman, this matter came to Parliament, and Parliament gave some directives. Another committee was constituted to go to the constituency to inquire into the matter and brought a report. Subsequently, some directives were given, and the ECG proceeded on that directive. I recall the honorable member returned to the House in a follow-up question directed at the minister and complained that some directives given by Parliament were not being implemented. There were follow-up steps taken by the ministry to ameliorate the situation. So if the honorable member may be guided in shaping his question, and I believe it can be properly situated, because it was a matter that engaged Parliament and Parliament stepped in.
Well,
Thank you for the guidance, but I'm sure you could have said the same thing. I do not think that I was asking the question out of any mischief. It's just for him to clear, because I've had questions from some of your constituents asking me. So that's the basis for the question. What's the scientific name for prekese?
Thank you. Tetraptera tetrapura.
Pardon me?
Tetraptera tetrapura. Thank you very much. I'm sure, oh no, serious. In fact, it is a fruit that I worked on extensively as a researcher. It has a lot of active principles, medicinal, that depending on your situation can be good for your health, for hypertension, for other ailments. The others, including
Honorable nominee.
Hello.
That's not what you are being vetted on today. So if you can just make it short so we can make progress.
Honorable Chair, I just respectfully need to remind Honorable Chair that I'm doing this as the ranking at this point. And I have, to some extent, unlimited access to getting information and knowledge. And this is a very relevant question. In fact, I was going to link it to some other matters, and that is the more reason why I asked. So please, with all due deference.
Thank you. What I'm saying is that it is good for hypertension, and it has other, food is attractive sometimes based on color and the flavor. So prekese also gives flavor to food.
Is it so? Up until today, I didn't even know it is a fruit. So I expect that. No. I thought I heard you earlier saying that it is a fruit. Yes, and I'm saying I did not know. So I want to find out. As Deputy Minister, is it one of the recommendations you make to your minister that police officers, fire officers, immigration officers?
Honorable Leader, you are out of order.
I do not respectfully know why you are doing this, because this is coming from a very good side. That if it is something that it's a food that has medicinal value, is it something you would want to propose to the security services to adopt? Because he's a Deputy Minister of Interior. And so, first of all, my interest would be to your office. Would you want to propose that to your minister, that it is okay for security officers or security agencies to? It's yes or no, really?
Thank you very much. Certainly, the security services have physicians, medical officers, and whatever that advise them. So depending on the advice, you may, take some of these as food supplement.
I'm happy you emphasized on that. At least I had some supplements. do you think that it's a place to
talking about or that we have given out
talking about the location?
Newa anototo na mu na Owura Thomas Nyakon Ampem. Wono so kopie mu e appointment committee ano. Si toto na no ne agi ne tuma. Wo kwakoye ye photo samfo abedi akiri. Neno na honom na nsembisa bi epie mu se. Sa brei obeye den na wotimi enye sika wa bre onfa nani enkyira manone no mu de di wo mu ejuma ho na opanyini yi ano se ye de tumi ema na obebo ne homoden se ahohare so pa se sika yenya wo ye mamu no obema nani akọ na mmom onfa nani enkyira manone afei so ye Ghana enwuma hodo a ye di e ma ye de sika bebre ko hyemu no obebo homoden se obetwitwa ne nyina so ne ye hye omampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama se de wosi ate asoafo dodo na so no we say e yensenna ho ema wo munyina.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not too sure if the information he's given about the quantum of government borrowings is accurate. The briefings that I had indicated that we have borrowed on net basis far lower than what you are quoting, but we will have to interrogate that in due time. But Mr. Chairman, the question is asking how we are going to fund government programs. In fact, the minister stated this over here, and that is exactly what I will repeat, that we are going to aggressively pursue revenue generations, and we will cut expenditure. As for expenditure, we need to constrain it. Without that, there is no way we will be able to achieve our targets. And the way that the president has started, Honorable Achampo started by giving us some hints, by cutting down the number of ministers by about 24, is signaling that the government recognizes the challenges that we are in. And so everybody will then be whipped in line to follow suit. Thank you.
Adeshima mayenya boafo nkratwe edikan embrasisi e ba beto akase bonoso. Yamama akwa ba yeto akase bono eso. Yeto so ediana yedasoa ejina vetting eno so ade a oswafo abedi akira yeyi ne so onkohwe sikasem so onimunyamfo Thomas Ampemnyako. Abra yeto so nano na pe na ora anodompre wono na ye minority whip. Wo bisa sesi anyenye bia yi ora Ampemnyako sabre ya yabo ni din se omeye oswafo abedi akiri obejai asujaman e de ama MPP ana ase se de no osi kanono na wo kana gro na enso anu ya ode ema yini.
He can take this on a lighter note. But now that the president has, found you and has nominated you to become, soon to become or confirmed deputy minister, your seat is one seat the MPP has been looking for a very long time. In my days as a youth organizer in the Eastern region, would you consider giving up a Sojaman seat now that you have been nominated as a Deputy Minister of Finance?
Mr. Chairman, is that what will make him recommend me for approval? But on a more serious note, Mr. Chairman, I rather would want to entrench the seat. It has been swinging. I took the seat from the MPP, and that is why you haven't forgiven me up to now. But I think I'm gradually making a statement that you should keep your hands off Esojaman. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, on that note, let me commend my friend highly for his nomination. I wish him well, and I wish him God's blessings. I thank you.
Abusuya egusua ejina opanyi na kache na nsembisani bi a ebaye eno ochire mu se ba no 1D1F NDC for enya de se omosori itiaye.
The 1D1F policy was aimed at helping the private sector to be more productive, to be more efficient, and also produce at a cheaper cost in terms of the raw material and the machinery imports.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, no. Your party
supported tax exemptions, but it got to a point that we thought we should pull the brakes.
So in principle, you are not against a 1D1F?
Mr. Chairman, no, we are not against 1D1F, but we realized that the rate at which tax exemptions were being given out was alarming, and also we did not feel that there was a fair and scientific approach in selecting companies that would come under the 1D1F exemption regime. And so we did a lot of things together. I recall on the finance committee that leader himself and I were on, we had back and forth on these. On one occasion, the exemption request that was brought to us, when we rejected it, it went and came back with a drastic reduction in it. That in itself was a red flag to a lot of us. And I must say that the opposition to the 1D1F towards the end of the last parliament was not something that only our side stood against. There were some people on your side who agreed with us. So I thought that it was something.
Who on our side?
Something in the interest of Mother Ghana that we felt that.
Also for our share ascenso yunyan for Joseph Bukari Nipe. Na openyi ebra ye de no ebesi akonwa so anase agi ni tumu so meye osofo a wo hwahyen so no otu anamon ekohwe Ghana Shippers Authority ekohwe se de enwuma esi etie wo ho na nsem ni bia odi tudwa ene se ene wo mo etoto nyoma se de be ya eto ahodo aya wo mo etu atitiu ene wo mo a ewo suhyen no wo mo betena se wo mo betoto nyoma na afa eto ahodo eguso no wo matimi ahwe se de obesi aye no ama ho hare aba e wo madwuma yim
is the bone of contention. The ship owners feel that as a regulator you do not necessarily have to look or act like an asset manager as well. And they feel that there are a lot of bureaucracies in our ports, and for that matter, it makes cost of doing business in our seaports very expensive. The way forward, you are aware that His Excellency the President, during the 2024 electioneering campaign, made a promise of reducing cost of doing business in our ports, and that we are going to come by a revision of our governing laws, the duties, the taxes, and the levies. So we feel that that is an area when we put in place, it will be able to get them to the decision of leaving. Especially the fact that there were other government bureaucracies, government agencies having a lot of conflicting roles in the port, such that you from one table to another and they all seem to be performing the same function. This is what we are going to look at and streamline things at the port, such that they will have an easy way of doing business. And when we review the governing laws, that will bring in more of the ship owners to do business in our seaport. So that is the way forward, or the way to go.
Wonchi kakra bane se acting kaneno na shipping lines no omutumi e de buo bia charges bia etumi de twitwire nkofo ekom na ma the cost of doing business na high no na new act no e ka se yem regulate sa omo practice no enti wo de wo buo nyina ba omo hwehwe omo buo nyina charges na so omo de brɛ na yenso ye hwɛ se charges na more charge no different charges no ewo ejinamra kwan so anase eyade papa in the process of reviewing no ye behwe mo ankasa mo shipping line for instance charges or mo charge in other neighboring African countries ebi o ha yetimi se niam bi o ha Ghana for nko na ase BMP kasantino omode ehwetwe ye kom ntino we look around the world and around the African region to see say charges na more charge no ewo ejina kwan paso anase ni kwan nti se eso a ebetumi asre se bia monte so ansa na ya approve na say ye be approve or mo charges no na omonte asesa da na mo be mo nye shippers nyamo na mo own shipping license na mo approve ba yenso yentumi ntena also man na mo so muntumi nsu a charges na embegu omanfo so na omanfo nka so mo nye business e wo Ghana na undermine international trade say trade ni hwa oman ntumi mfa development ntuma pa enyede infra enti wuntumi mfi ukrom enka say me na me de me ho nti no charges bia me de ba wombra yenso betena ayehwe han na enkofo ekon mu ayede ebu entumi mbasa enti no ye ne omo dialogue
yet waka se no so a Ghana Statistical Service abri womo ayenhihemu bi ababeto eja no womo se wodi wani ehwemu han anase o my Ghana mu eba ankrakra enwuma anase enwuma hodo a ekoso ebi ti se yekuayo ni nyini mu a womo se ewo fompa womo se we ne de edikan a womo ayenhihemu kroje adosuko ewo ne tenten mu eti se ba no eye ankrakra enwuma anase yankasa enwuma eba ye economy agriculture any industry any services na womo se ni nyina no ewo fom papa.
Statistical Service Ghana Nkwentabuo adwumakuo no sa national report we no a wo mo e de aba beto abonten bibi a kire mu say obo my Ghana ha no mu a ye adwumaden adwumayefo ebo homodin de nanso nso ye nheda entimi entwaso aba eboa ma oman no yesikasem no etimi efa ne ntampa ehwa yesa eno na wo kire mu say we no eye ade a epem mpanifo ama omahunu say e wo se wo bo ho so na ne emra hodo nhya hodo a ne nyino betimi de agu akwan mu na wo mo de ahwe say wokọ baabi ti say akuaya atena ye fididwuma atena ye ene enuma awodo a ye wo my Ghana mu a services no ne nyina no wo kire mu say edien ene ye wo hono ma ye nye ne yie ena dien ne akande ye omuhia wo hono sika be na omuhia say de be hyemu a ne nyina no ebe mo matimi abom so na wo aye adwumaden a ne nyina be pem oman no akonkan ewo ne dwumadie ensam eba no productivity a na no ena wo kire mu say se ne nyina no etimi eboa no a ebetimi aboa yie pa enti professor Samuel Kwabena animu a wono eye abankontabufo panni government assistation e de ehonsem emayense
in the Ghana Statistical Service report I there to go and titled productivity, employment and growth. Saint Cry title damn there, ye GDP there say a pede output o manu muda. I do cry there shani obia or ye jumebia or Ghana ha either in the private sector or in the public sector no contribution ya he na from labor productivity. I do also I shown there apart from labor ye share a jume mayenya output no ye the capital so share factories na machines na ye using na if you them two major factors or okoye output ma oye capital and labor. The third one is inyama okawa ye to combine capital and labor very well na bofukase more for efficiency into productivity in koma ye di na no is how are you able to improve the combination of capital and labor now am I achieve the desired output aye say to quite important in there on not related to only our GDP but also informs yes social progress because say botuma ye dwuma na say dwuma no we dimu ya ni na ejina ethics aye de ye dwuma ni na ejina ye cultural approach na titiri technology aye de she dwuma na aye yenum into efficiency productivity in common aye din ni kesiti tsanye there to what extent na Ghana have both private and public sectors ye combine the year human effort or ye labor na capital in a way obama ye output in akosor titi ejuma ye di hu there between the period 1991 and 2019 ye multi-factor productivity or ye technology na meka wansam no wa average annually around 0.5% each other o form pa capital na we to me push ye output ma wa akosor asana ba labor na abada multi-factor productivity na meka wansam no nti ye hwenim there aban or prepare no for the national economic dialogue or bebisa no there next time I be dam dwumedi to what extent na ye pede ye hu there ye multi-factor productivity no wako nanyim nti nda dwumedi aye din onya only for government or for ye na wo Ghana ha o sande ye ka multi-factor productivity na today ma medical care no is how are you able to combine the ye anhondin no nye ye sika or ye capital ye de share dwumem nti ye na need a certain change of mind na ye hu there Ghana ha ye multi-factor productivity in our form.
Yeah, to akase bono eswa na National Union of Ghana Students ye chanitia ekano NUTS. Womo echese nyame eye adom a ochena bibia ensi kwan se Yesu ama ochena de a nyame adom aposifo agya atum se ombe mo ma ye demonstration a wo ye ede etia wayek na wayek de ye a working wo chese 2024 wayek nsohwe a wo mo ekotro ye ne senior high school fo a na esese wo mo nsohwe ni biba ekamu na se be ya wo mo ebe ede bebre wo mo no matimi akọ university no ekame ayese wo mo ye wo madwe se wo mo de beba wo ma ba empie ye emaye eno nam so amasuafo yi ase wo maka ensinsemu ebi ye brofo de na ebi nso ye nkonta eno ne nam so ama chairman awoda legal and student rights committee no ano ewo NUTS no wa osaya senso echese aposifo agiatum nyame adom ochena wo mo de hyehye so se de be ya obetimi akon ede ama asuafo yi a wo mo epese obu onkwase na eno etimi aboa mo nsuso wo mo da ache no etimi akwanimu
inya fi mu a watch this year pen wayek so dem say e won crofo 10 years ago wayek we be isi ade wayek one anu ya wo ma examination more practice papa ocho mo biara nka da yefua de exam so hwe awo ya wo wiem wo yefo yemfua do na mbo ma ye de wa ye kenezi woro ye de bia no ba no de we aboni tirim anado mususu de wo yimu wo twa apo mususu de wo yimu okope nti ye ntwom evidence be no daba wa ye kodi info yi bi aboto de hu de obi retwe no ko ahwe obi ne de ana wa ye kodi video bi aba o kire de sebi mo fraba wo kope mo be yan de awo answer na mo so ma answer no odi nse nti dem net za no wo susu de wo kope. That is an allegation. Wo kan was wo ye hwehwem a wore ye no waranka sakuri wo ye complainant wo san wo ye investigator wo san wo ye prosecutor na waranka so asen aye judge wasen aye prison officer e bent am retrieve them wo ye invigilators na wo ye examiners one wo ye complainant one was the allegation eba ansa na wo ye kanara so atu committee the committee ni hwehwem ansa na wo ye kanara wa frame wo frame wa toto wa no wa bohon kwa adu ansa na wo wi a wo ye kanara wo da so chama ho na wada atwa so we atwa opra okrat amin basia ko register na asan atwa paper fofora jisen there isan ko register with wo ye kanara nti wo hin mofare ye no sabi ontwe ye na awofo na enuanom na adofo bebre we na wa agya atum do ba beta ye echi na yame ya adom abana do ye kire ye so adam ebisa no ye wo anyi sumre ye nsem ana ye iya no ye kire solution ti ko gba abana yin na ye wo anyi sumre aban na musi yo reduce na why spend dada obosom na ma yetu hwan mo be bia yetu hwan man afi na yere shase sa afi yepo na sebe emergency say offer admissions na we close into release will be the point results man see and dem pa on fa nya we into hore ye twi amani na ya adwini jara da nkrofu bia awards management awards not to sing the senior rotor no so ankre mo zire ban ankro ye hu hwe mo freba wa kwotro nso hwe na sende mreduri atwom abofra no nti na fie onyim na dache uncle we are sitting on a time bomb into worry and young future human resource in the year kunisi
ya wa individuals are sabio wakasa ye na yebuan name there were a lot of knowledge and lucky for us ya wa minister substantive minister lucky for us yenya director general so ya atimpo director general na new product na what's where you before you since you are 10,500 students wa brabo or you wa say Roma wayi o ma chirem why do all hold more from a resource na if you obey release resource na resource will release no be a cancel na so you do a cancer abadi na one cancel no be twan ma parent wa ko court e bi wa a demonstration e bi a press conference na wa start do release resource will release na a cancellation until we feel there wayi onye na ndini all individual wayi could continue to maltreat us na fi ebia wa ayo obi no be o afi bi mo ruba na oba yoba na se de bia e kwotro ntwotwe ya abaka na ya ma obe kupu on suspense na wa abrabo no obe trefie eyi a otu a ebi no between 5 years ebi between 10 years so make amends but a lot of them say delay 1 months mpa nyema to me say
Environmental Protection Agency womo penyin oda womano Chief Executive Officer Professor Nana Amakluche ena sabre wakwako piemu wo Keta na wotwetwe mu ewiye na hono no ena enkuro a etwa ho ehia ebi etese amuchenu Salakope ene Agavazi hono mo wose se wo hye sede epunusi edidi ebansa sinumu a na kyese etu omanfo a wo mo ho no mti we sei eyade a ehuhia pase ni monimu ya wo mo etimi etu anamo na no akasa pese otu anamo de nani ekohye wo no hwese de esi eko na mpa wo kopie mo ho no so no wo hwefu nsie ye ene na nanom abosom etena bia ensuo no eyiri edidi afa wo mo tena bia enyina nti we sei eyade a enimonimu ya eso mutumu anamo.
We are here because of the fact that we care for the people. We heard of the tidal waves and we have come here to assess the situation for ourselves. Fortunately, we have the EPA boss and other officials from national and regional level joining us over here. And you can see the degree of devastation that this tidal waves has caused. this natural disaster. It has been hitting the community for some years now, but this one is very terrible, very terrible. It's affecting their life, it's affecting their culture. You can see a shrine that was not spared, you know, and the cemetery. So the people are devastated and traumatized. We are here to let them know that government has not forgotten them. Even in opposition, we cared for them.
To see for ourselves, get the first-hand information about the situation you find yourself in. We clearly see that this is a natural disaster. We see the destruction of the properties here as a result of coastal erosion, and it's even more devastating with the tidal waves. So we came to see for ourselves from the EPA side, so we know the recommendations to give to government and where the EPA work to protect the community. So it is in our mandate to protect the environment, and the coastal area is a part of our mandate to protect. We didn't come just with an empty hand. We know that definitely some livelihood have been lost through this disaster, and so EPA brought a few items to the community to deliver to you to help. This is not enough. We know there are 3 communities, and we have shared these items among you. We have some rice, we have some oil, we have some tin tomatoes to support the immediate needs of the communities.
We try to call attention of the government, the past government. They sent us a Minister for Works and Housing by name Honorable Asensu Boachi to come and see whatsoever is happening here. He promised the whole world that they are coming to fix this problem within 2 months. But we are now in the 5th year. Nothing is being done. You know, but the solution is dredging. As soon as they put the machine, started removing the sand from the sea will become very stable. A year or 2, you are too far. If the government could not intervene immediately, within 1 to 2 months' time, you see this Atlantic Ocean in I'm promising you. Because as soon as it enters the lagoon, it will go further.
Abisaya nya bo afon krato omra sisia.
Yamamunyina akwaba yeto akase no eso. Oswafo a wo hye yensase ene oboade ene mapa wode adom ye fomagudie eso meche lantern natural resources Orua Emmanuel Kofi Amaboa ena sabri wode atudwa se wo mo fa kwambone so etu efomagudie no wone wo mo ntokwa de sabri de wo declare se oku kese ene oni wo ba beko wo se wo mu se yensuo yen forest ene ye efom agudie no se de wo musi ese no eno oyene kese pa ema Ghana ni ebia nti sabre die woni wo mo ediba besie ni.
Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Onimunyamfo Emmanuel Amakofibua and afi penyimfo amoda Forestry Commission of Ghana no afi asante mantema soafo Onimunyamfo Dr. Frank Amwakohin Omunyina akopie mu ewo Ofin Shelter Bed Forest Reserve ewo Nkariam Patemonoma amanfo de emra asho munsem a kotikwan so omo A2 sikakoko illegal mine ekoso a omo ese sa forest reserve no na nyina eye nhyehyeye a aban eye serebe ya omo enam kwan bone so omo tu agudie no ometime firo eno ena onunyamfo Emmanuel Amoakofi bua kasa se emprempren obi owo ho bia ewo se ojai na omo de asojafo ne apolisifo ena ebe kosa ekono enti obesere se omo fa kotikwan so a omo ese forest reserve ewa santemantema ene mantema ka omutuska kokono ene menim ya omu ashase a omu etu omoso esa.
President John Mahama vowed during the course of his campaign that we are going to start a relentless war to save our forests and our water bodies, restore biodiversity, bring back life, and make sure our water bodies are turned blue again. Just this last week, we began this journey to claim all our forests that has been taken over by armed gangs. We have seized over 15 excavators. Those you see here are damaged and cannot be moved. We are taking steps to make sure we secure that. My message to our young people who want to do mining is that there's a pathway, doing the right mining. But we are not going to spare anybody who ventures to do illegal mining in our forest reserve, and we've made it clear. In the coming weeks, you will see steps being taken by the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology. And so my message today, having reclaimed this shelter belt on the Ofin, is to all of the thugs that are in all the other 43 forest reserve. We are coming to you. We are coming after you. You have a choice. You leave now, or we arrest you and your co-conspirators. And let me say that a lot of them, the chain of people who are involved, the investigation has commenced, and thanks to the effort of the investigators, we are tracking them all the way to their financiers and to those who sell or rent those excavators. They are all going to face the full rigors of the law.
And actually, and as Santimantema Swafo, Munyamfo Dr. Frank Amwakohin so anyway etwas.
You bet that lands minister say the fight against irresponsible mining no. Or didn't want shame na wabuama asantimantem. At least yet me I take you over one of the forester ebo Ofin Humbai. Bawa Ofin shelter forest reserve. Ofin so ye insu aniti asantimantem na wo. Nti ye beda na se. Forester aka ni nyina no so we are taking over them one at a time. Ye beda minister say won koso anomboa ye. Na forest aka wa santimantem ha the babon for shishimwa almost say nina no yentimi take control over it yentimi moa my environment ne moa
yet also ediana enkramantem ha sei eye odumje adwuma no nkrabata e won enkramantem ha sei wo mo echese na wodwene nyina no wodi si ho na wachechero manfo se de ejadundum wo mbetimi ayese ko ba se obi fi eja eto ho a obetimi etu anamo afa ho na eno na Greater Accra Regional Fire Officer eye ACFO2 Rashid Nisawu wo chese obia emane emfa nani breso mane nya na de hiade ewo sede yesi dumdwa se koba se gya to fie ana se ehun pupuye bi mpo ba ekwan ya obetimi afa so a obedum gya no ya na ehia eno nti komusua na omo bo won ho ban titiw ni adwadifo no mo no anu anuane ewo market ho nyie gya esi ho ni nyina ka ho bi ene edi egya hyehye eba
ye launch ye fire safety week afibia ye launch but this year no ye team ye fire safety a key to our national development and a foundation for our security and safety and in a team for this year. Now there are a series of activities are lining up for the week. In fact, call message I had in them messages need also but the tough one say e just can e bi ni ho na wa ye kakra kwa ko si udan na e jaba abehye wa ye kakra kwa ko to ka e jaba abehye yes nyoma nkitinkiti bi wo hono ma ye ya e dis problems ne eden e de ba enti say ye jai ye sa de ye numbers e de tudwa so obi a sabi o problem bi anaju daytime 24 hours 7 days in a week ye ready wetin me afre yen wo problem a ye be ba na ba be sumu ama safety practices a man for ndi ho say gas wo hoi nka ni kwan se wo ni gas e da dan mu do na gas cylinders ni gas ni nyina esi dan mu de hia so we ne say so obotokro na odi gas cylinder na edisi akire na connect tube edi fam na odi be connect ma obena ewo inside but do na ni eyi gas na eden eda is a danger obo ho ma wo generator oni petrol ni diesel na eda won ho eni kwan so di petrol ana diesel edisi ho ana wo disi fie esa wo disi abontin bebi corner bebi wo nchen bebi na wakata so sa na sise wo ye ni kwan so man kwala no edi eyi matches edi di agro say e be a light of crown wa person so candle so make sure say candle no di eyi besi ceramic bowl mu na wo di nsuo agum e hina ekudru last end na e jane be den e bedum ade ba ko aye ya marketer emboa market no ho na ya ye ton nuoma but obi ho no ma ho no oda ho na eduane wo ye eduane ma ne kunu ene ade nti we sa na market no wadane no as a home. Let's dedicate market for market and home for home activities. Now, we combine if you nyoma wo ye to say market obesu nu eduane wa nu ewie wa ndum ni ye ukọ obesu chiade e bin mu chibo fruit to market eyi shitoloyi amanfo toto mututu nam night patrols are starting metimi a kire pictures bebre a obekwa kodo bi wo ho no ma ye nkwan na odi asiso na okofie ade chia na aba be kanishe we mu nyina metimi de gya eden abai so these are the practices are ye hu a ye pese ye ka kire mansan na omugya ni sa ne omane ye
sabe ya babe piemu ewo kokomlemle eye brono a ewo enkran mantemu hase no manfo mo honom edi ni suo pa na mo sre se wo be piemu ewo kokomlemle ensu efe ni nsuo omunya bi we sei abaye wo how kese pa eda wo mo so no mo se de etwa mo nsu no mo kra na se Ghana Water Company wo mo se na wo twi mo no bi wo mutimi nya ensuo no baako anase ni mprenu eso se wo menya ensuo a agye se wo mo free wo mo potemu ko ba bi foforo no makwa kosebi na afi so no bosome ne so a no mo de eye water bill a eye twamenebo ene esan ebre mo tisabo mo frɛ ɔmampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene wo mo mrahye bedwani a wo ayawa so central say wo mo kancha Ghana Water Company for say wo mo mre wo mo nsuo
nsem de enye kra enye bako say a week omutimi ma nsuo once eto ba bi kra makra enti nsuo ho asem de kokomremre ha gbame rodua enye maye kra nti yesre Ghana Water Company say so mutie ya yensuo no ye pese yenya no from Monday to Monday na ebo no so na omaya ma ye mu bi no fixed price no enti nsuo ni mba no ebia once na yenya na ve boso no mo di bed bebre aba ye be den ye nti yesro ma yensuo no ho asem de ye gina ye na so yesro mo omum bi yensuo ni mai
sometimes yet misua gallons ne akobu nsuo chichichi ansa na ediabe edwane emekwa ye o say ye pie tem ansa na yakoton edwane so nsuo ama na edia bebre ebi wa Monday pe mu bie pa asa mo tumbio eni nsi ye hie nsuo ne pa ana price na so mde ama so eni so enye omutum sana ye hie nsuo dia ebi wa ye kwakobu ansa na ma bebie omu ba what months draw na water bill no so aba bebre enti mi nsia nsi e pa mu cho ye hie nsuo pa e dia ton ade dia me catch aban say omboaye no hwe water bill no so mai onhwe mai na catch water company no mbie pipe ni mai
eyesa no mo ka say yen mema ne na sabio yen pa adware enso enye sa nsuo ni na emma yen nya nsuo enti enya aka from Monday to Monday so omasan Ghana water for so the fixed price abeto nsuo so a emma ubuo wa mu sky so a ye beje wanya ya 1 eska na ye 2 pipe mu
we won pa government e fight na ba ne wala kan fo no ba ya pepepe abi mo ne kai kokko memre bi agba mi road na fa wo pipe ya yiro ko awo o twa ne o manya aba
pipes ni bi so pie wo kwan ni ti ka be fa so sa na ya na ha adwen nti ni nya gina kwan ni so titiri kwan na ase nye ama pipes no e pie nti ka be fa ria npe na afasa ma pipes ni nya nta man so kra eno so e shake wo kakra
Abusiafo ha ne de kasebo no esie na ansa na yebekọ no pep student mekanfo de ama anopa ene anwumre na de atwi sisa na dentist fo ne se yenye se de be ya yese no ebe ya kama ne ho be ya den yenumu enka ema ho na apeso anum te dia pep student no nko a na mekanfo ama wo e wa ahodo ye wo de wo mo de nubna ahye eno ye herbs no ene ye wo de adibidie enso aye eno ye charcoal no afi ye wo triple action eno so ewo ho ye won kwada de a ni nyina no eboa emo ye numu etie na botohuo bia ama botie condition na botohuo wo mu a enye o etimi so ye pep student no ene wo se uditwi wo sin won mo share ye ntade
Clothing Palace as I can see enkoma no be pie mu e wa Cross Central udru eye lava omo abonsan omo shop no ene no ene di enhwe ni mu me pa cho pe e mantade bia ne soro ne form de bomu casual entade e fa enye se wakokohie wu nwe bia fo ni kire eye Clothing Palace enyu me da na se pass wa share atade frɛ no e was 0271998313 0271998313 so na cute cat palo ene ye miti ube pie mu abeka junction na wone Ecobank no oya adjacent Ecobank no koho any day anytime no nyuti emfama
me dey di akosi asapo me ne
abena chei wache
ye na ye ka bo mu de kasebo ibrem ya mamumu ni hwa ade hye